Hi everybody. I just wanted to make a quick video about front of ankle pain, anterior ankle pain in yoga postures, specifically down dog and warrior one. This is encountered a lot, and I encountered it recently in my own practice. I had been driving on vacation and driving a lot and doing a lot of dorsiflexion, plantar flexion with my right foot on the gas pedal and brake, and I think I kind of overused those muscles, and then I found when I got home that in my morning yoga practice I was getting front of ankle pain in down dog on my right foot, and also especially in warrior one. So I made a video about how to understand what's happening here, and also how to address it with PIR, contract, relax, stretching. And then if you like this video, I also have a whole free mini course on post-isometric relaxation stretching in yoga practice, explaining the neuroscience, how it works, and explaining how to apply it in your practice in any yoga pose for immediate beneficial effects. So first, to explain a little bit of the anatomy, here is a picture of the lower leg, the front of the lower leg. And this is the tibialis anterior muscle. This muscle is responsible for its dorsiflexion and inversion of the foot. So what are those motions? Here's another image. So here's dorsiflexion and plantar flexion. So basically lifting the foot up, dorsiflexing the ankle, and then pointing with the foot is plantar flexion. And then the other two motions I'm talking about are inversion and eversion of the foot. So you can see those motions depicted in these diagrams. What happens in down dog is your ankles are in a lot of dorsiflexion, and this really shortens the tib anterior muscle. It has to relax into that motion, and it gets shortened. And if there's any trigger point fibers in that muscle, they get bunched together. When trigger point fibers get bunched together, that often brings out their referral pain. And the referral pain is to the front, the anterior ankle, and also sometimes coming down further into the big toe. So this is what I was experiencing, a lot of front of the ankle pain and the tib anterior going into kind of a cramp. And that is a trigger point phenomenon, and that is easily addressed with contract, relax, or PIR stretching. The other posture that I was doing that I found this ankle pain is also with a lot of the ankle dorsiflexion, but with a lot of inversion, which happens in your back leg in warrior one. And you'll see that in the video. That really shortens the tib anterior because those are its two actions. It dorsiflexes and inverts the foot. So you can see here's the muscle here, here's its long tendon. It attaches to the plantar side of the foot. So if you imagine this muscle shortening, basically pulling the foot this way, upwards, it's also going to invert the foot and really shorten that tib anterior. So here is the how to address it with the PIR stretching in yoga.
In down dog, what happens is you're going into a lot of dorsiflexion here with the foot. So what that does is it shortens your tibialis anterior, and it's going to lengthen your soleus and your gastrocs on the back. So some people might feel the stretch here, or you might feel the referral from soleus and gastroc, which possible you could feel some posterior knee pain from the gastrocs, or just kind of a general stretch feeling here. Or from the soleus, you usually will feel that strongly in the heel and possibly on the bottom of the foot, like a plantar fasciitis type of a thing. But if you're feeling more of the front muscle shortening, which that's what I was feeling, was the front muscle shortening, what I'm feeling right now is pain right here. So what's happening is my tibialis anterior, which is my dorsiflexor of my foot, is not happy to go short. Now, another place that you could feel this is any yoga posture where you are really pushing that dorsiflexion of the foot. So another possible pose, and this is where I felt it a lot, is in like a warrior one type of pose, where this back foot, as I lunge, keeping this leg straight, that's really putting the right foot into a ton of dorsiflexion and inversion. So that the added dorsiflexion with the added inversion is really going to shorten that tib anterior. And that's what I feel like. I can reach a certain point here. I just kind of sink into it, and I really feel it strongly right here. And then you can see, you might be able to see the muscle even kind of contracts and relaxes. It kind of spasms a little bit. It's not quite sure what to do here. If I just want to treat it within my own yoga practice, I can just do contract, relax, stretching for it. So I would purposely shorten it like I'm doing here. And then I'm going to bring it into some length. So a good way to do that, so I'm bringing it into short. I'm going to come out. And now I need a posture that I can lengthen it after doing an active contraction. So if I come into this posture, if I do this, I'm strongly plantar flexing the foot and stretching it. So I can do this pose, and what I'll do is I'm going to actively dorsiflex it now. So I'm going to dorsiflex it into my hand. So I'm trying to dorsiflex my ankle against my hand resistance, hold that, and inhale. And exhale, relax, and then come into the stretch further. If I really want to maximize the stretch, I want to evert the foot as well. So I can do that by just changing the angle of my hand and pushing the foot out this way as opposed to this way. Instead of inversion, I'm going to emphasize eversion while I stretch. Now, if this is hard to balance for some people, or you don't have that range, here's another simple way of doing it. I can just sit back, right? So if I am in a kneeling position, even one leg kneeling, one leg up in a low lunge, and if I just do this, so I'm going to push the top of my foot against the floor, so I'm actively dorsiflexing it. I'm going to take a big inhale and hold. Then relax it. Now I can just sit back on that heel. If I have full knee range, I can just sit back. So that's a pretty good plantar flexion stretch right there. If I want to emphasize that some more, instead of letting the foot be neutral or even invert, I can evert it and sit back on that heel. So that's an example of using contract, relax, stretch in a yoga posture to address a specific issue and make it feel better. Now I'm going to come back into my down dog and see what it feels like. Test my warrior one, see what it feels like. And now I don't really feel it on the right foot anymore. Not in that ankle area. I feel just the stretch in the posterior calf muscles. So that's good. So that's changed that. Now I'm going to test it in that warrior one. This is where I really felt that kind of cramping feeling.
Okay. Yeah. So I am feeling it right about there. But it is much better, and if I just relax into it, I actually can shorten it a good amount without getting a pain really. I just feel a little bit of that shortening discomfort. So, and I don't feel like it's going to spasm, freak out. So, I can just be mindful of that in my yoga practice, and I'll test it out tomorrow morning when I do yoga practice again and see how it's feeling. And I might decide to do an intervention like that with contract relax, or I might decide just to go through my yoga practice, keep monitoring it, because I do repeated dorsiflexion and counter pose for the ankle into plantar flexion, dynamically repeated throughout the design of my practice. So if you do experience anterior ankle pain in Warrior One or Down Dog, that's usually what the problem is. There's not a problem in the joint. It's just muscle referral from that shortening tib anterior that's not happy shortening. Do a contract, relax, stretch for it, and then I'll make it better. Thanks. And again, I have a mini course, a 20-minute video online course about applying post-isometric relaxation to any yoga posture for immediate benefits, and you can get that at the link below in the description. Thanks.